Chair, dear colleagues, I would like to thank all the colleagues and the shadow rapporteurs that have tabled the amendments to the draft opinion. We have in total 78 amendments, and I'm happy to see that most of the amendments are aligned with the ambition that we have set in the beginning for this draft opinion. Last week we have drafted and circulated to the shadow rapporteurs the compromise amendments that we will be working from now on, and I have included most of the amendments and the contributions of the colleagues, and I hope to receive the comments of the shadows very soon in order to improve them when necessary. As the 78 amendments were insisting in the areas that we had already stressed in the first draft, and areas that are crucial for the industrial strategy, and I think that we could group them in different chapters to give a readable, a nice read throughout the opinion. So I would summarize that the opinion is based on three principles. First, it reflects the ecosystem approach of the industrial strategy. It calls for an alignment of the different instruments, both agenda setting, funding, regulatory and international instruments, and it aims at develop a strategy in a fully integrated way. So we should not separate the single market from trade policy, competition policy, and industrial policy. They should be addressed in a holistic way. These principles are present throughout the opinion, where we have grouped the amendments mainly in three parts. In the first part, we stress the specific circumstances that the industry and the internal market are faced with, namely the post-COVID situation, the war and the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, but also the need to reinforce the EU strategic autonomy whilst undergoing the green and the digital transition. In part two, we regard the measures aimed at strengthening the internal market, namely promoting standardization, the public procurement, the competitiveness of SMEs, eliminating excessive bureaucracy and costs of compliance when not necessary, mainly for SMEs operating in the single market. In our opinion, in the best way to ensure that the European companies can compete globally is to strengthen and deepen the single market, the European single market. And in part three, is mainly devoted to build and to strengthen the single market for research and innovation. So it's devoted to research and innovation, breakthrough technologies, deep tech technologies, and boosting skills. This part also highlights the goals of closing the R&D investment gap that we have compared with other parts of the world. It stressed the importance of the public-private partnerships to develop these breakthrough technologies, and it identifies several strategic investments, namely in skills, cybersecurity, digital infrastructures, data economy, and key technologies such as AI, 5G, 6G, microprocessors and semiconductors, high-performance computing, quantum computing, just to give examples. Finally, it addressed the importance of improving the access to and availability of data, and advocates for a unified European data market to support the EU industrial development. This structure can improve the readability and allow us to match the proposals of the colleagues, the amendments, with specific compromise and lines of action. The goal is to have an opinion that is consensual and supported by the big majority of the colleagues and the IMCO members. Considering and analyzing all the amendments, I'm confident that we can have a fruitful negotiation with no big controversies. A negotiation that will allow our committee to deliver an opinion that is ambitious, full of interest proposals, both to be incorporated together with the ITRE suggestions to give the Commission a line for initiatives to put forward in the future. We are at your disposal if you feel that you need to discuss further the compromise and overall opinion, both in technical level and in shadows meetings or directly with me. I'm glad and I look forward to hear the colleagues' interventions and to collect the views of all. Thank you very much. Very good suggestions that, in my opinion, will be easily integrated in the compromise, from the supply chains, to mention some of the critical areas like the food and the pharmaceutical, the digitalization of traditional sectors that is also so important, and the robotics, the support to the European Green Deal, promote better consumption, the right to repair, all that are quite easily to be integrated in the spirit and the text that we have on the table. So I think that will be an interest but not difficult exercise that we have to complete the opinion. Thank you very much, Chair.